Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today I want to do my college football playoff predictions heading into week 10. I think there's going to be the biggest change in my predictions heading from week 10 to week 11. It's a big weekend in college football this coming weekend. So yeah, go ahead and start with my four outside. So I've got Michigan State, TCU, Alabama, and Notre Dame. So Notre Dame I did have in my playoff last week, but the close game with Temple, while it was still impressive to me that they were able to, it was more impressive, honestly, for me on Temple's side than on Notre Dame's. In fact, they were able to hang with Notre Dame. But I don't know, just thinking about it, there's teams that make more sense than Notre Dame right now. Notre Dame has one tough test left, and that is Stanford at the end of the season, and I think that will be I think that's going to be an elimination game for either Notre Dame or Stanford. All right, so Alabama, I really don't think they're going to beat LSU this weekend. If you saw my prediction video, which I just did yesterday, I did say that. And then TCU, I don't think they're going to win this weekend. I honestly think TCU could lose 2 or 3 games. I think they could go 0-3 through this November stretch run. I won't lie, OU's just been playing ridiculously good. TCU's not the same team at home that they are, or not the same team on the road that they are at home. And they do have to play Oklahoma State and OU on the road. It's just a really unfavorable schedule for TCU. I could see them beating Baylor. I think that'll be honestly their best shot, which sounds weird because Baylor might be the best overall team they play for the rest of the season, but it's the only team they get at home. So move on to Alabama, or not Alabama, Michigan State. So Michigan State, I believe, just is going to finish in the same spot they have in the last couple of years. One-loss team just looking outside the college football playoff. I think they're a top 8 team, but not a top 4 team. No other way around that. If they beat Ohio State, then yeah, it's a different story. But I really don't think they're going to, with how much Ohio State's been, or how good Ohio State's been looking recently. So actually move into my playoffs. So in the 4 seed, I have Baylor. I think that people don't have enough confidence in Jarrett Stidham. Just obviously, no one's really seen him play yet, but I think that Stidham's a very good quarterback. He was one of the highest rated recruits coming into the season this year. And I think he'll show out big tomorrow against Kansas State, and people will start taking Baylor a little bit more seriously again. I really can't believe that Baylor was ranked 6th in the college football playoff ranks, but there was a lot of things wrong with those. So move on to 3, which is LSU. So I think that LSU is about as good as they come in the SEC right now. I think they're not far and away the best team, but kind of close to it. I think they're the utmost best team, the most complete team as well, maybe outside of a solid 300 to 400 yard reliable passing game. But I think LSU is going to win this weekend, and I think even if they don't win out, I think that a one-loss LSU team that beat Alabama is still going to be in the playoff if they win the SEC title. All right, so move on to number 2, Clemson. So I think that Clemson, I have no problem with them being number 1 in the college football playoff rankings. I think that they have shown a lot this year. They got through the trap game last week against NC State, and this is really their biggest test for the rest of the season until come playoff time. Or if somehow they do lose, then I don't know. But if they do lose to Florida State this weekend, then I don't know. It makes it unbelievably tough on Clemson. I think that would knock them out for good. But right now, it looks like Clemson is the heavy favorite for that Florida State game, but it'll definitely be an entertaining game to watch. So obviously, my number 1 seed is still Ohio State. I know that Ohio State was bumped down to 3 in the committee rankings, but I still think they're the number 1 team. They've been definitely looking like it the last few weeks. I wouldn't have the confidence to say any team, maybe outside of Clemson, would be able to beat Ohio State. They're just that good right now. They're looking good. Obviously, they have to play with Cardale Jones this weekend, but even so, I think he's going to be able to give them enough to win. Cardale Jones is by no stretch of the mind a bad quarterback. But once they get Barrett back, if he is still at full confidence, if he does return and be the starter after the whole DUI thing, then I think that Ohio State will go back right to rolling the way they were. So yeah, that's my college football playoff predictions heading into week 10. Should be an entertaining week in football, and see what happens. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah.